No matter. This, then, is a national affair, with far-reaching issues. Therefore, an appeal to the Supreme Pontiff is quite in order. What you want, Father Cassidy nodded solemnly, is a dispensation from Rome. Dispensation is a hard word to work into a poem, said Emily. Undoubtedly. But young ladies who will write epic poems and who will lay the scenes thereof amid times and manners of hundreds of years ago, and will choose heroines of a religion quite unknown to them, must expect to run up against a few snags. Oh, I think I'll be able to work it in, said Emily cheerfully. And I'm so much obliged to you. You don't know what a relief it is to my mind. I'll finish the poem right up now in a few weeks. I haven't done a thing at it all summer. But then, of course, I've been busy. Ilse Burnley and I have been making a new language. Making a new... Excuse me? Did you say language? Yes. What's the matter with English? Isn't it good enough for you, you incomprehensible little being? Oh, yes. That isn't why we're making a new one. You see, in the spring, Cousin Jimmy got a lot of French boys to help plant the potatoes. I had to help too, and Ilse came to keep me company. And it was so annoying to hear those boys talking French when we couldn't understand a word of it. They did it just to make us mad. Such jabbering. So Ilse and I just made up our minds we'd invent a new language that they couldn't understand. We're getting on fine, and when the potato picking time comes, we'll be able to talk to each other, and those boys won't be able to understand a word we're saying. Oh, it will be great fun. I haven't a doubt. But two girls who will go to all the trouble of inventing a new language just to get square with some poor little French boys, you're beyond me, said Father Cassidy helplessly. Goodness knows what you'll be doing when you grow up. You'll be red revolutionists. I tremble for Canada. Oh, it isn't a trouble. It's fun. And all the girls in school are just wild because they hear us talking in it and can't make it out. We can talk secrets right before them. Human nature being what it is, I can see where the fun comes in all right. Let's hear a sample of your language. Not Milan oste dolmen bote ta Shrewsbury furnace tapu latanus, said Emily glibly. That means, next summer I am going to Shrewsbury Woods to pick strawberries. I yelled that across the playground to Ilse the other day at recess, and oh, how everybody stared. Staring, is it? I should say so. My own poor old eyes are all but dropping out of my head. Let's hear a bit more of it. Mo tral li dead seb ad li mo trene. Mo bertral seb mo bertrane da sten dead e ting cetra. That means, my father is dead and so is my mother. My grandfather and grandmother have been dead a long time. We haven't invented a word for dead yet. I think I will soon be able to write my poem in our language, and then Aunt Elizabeth will not be able to read them if she finds them. Have you written any other poetry besides your epic? Oh, yes, but just short pieces, dozens of them. Would you be so kind as to let me hear one of them? Emily was greatly flattered, and she did not mind letting Father Cassidy hear her precious stuff. I'll recite my last poem, she said, clearing her throat importantly. It's called Evening Dreams. Father Cassidy listened attentively. After the first verse, a change came over his big brown face, and he began patting his fingertips together. When Emily finished, she hung down her lashes and waited tremblingly. What if Father Cassidy said it was no good? No, he wouldn't be so impolite. But if he bantered her, as he had done about her epic, she would know what that meant. Father Cassidy did not speak all at once. The prolonged suspense was terrible to Emily. She was afraid he could not praise, and did not want to hurt her feelings by dispraise. All at once her evening dreams seemed trash, and she wondered how she could ever have been silly enough to repeat it to Father Cassidy. Of course it was trash. Father Cassidy knew that well enough. All the same, for a child like this, and rhyme and rhythm were flawless, and there was one line, just one line, the light of faintly golden stars. For the sake of that line, Father Cassidy suddenly said, Keep on writing poetry. You mean, Emily was breathless. I mean, you'll be able to do something by and by. Something. I don't know how much. But keep on, keep on. Emily was so happy she wanted to cry. It was the first word of commendation she had ever received except from her father. And a father might have too high an opinion of one. This was different. To the end of her struggle for recognition, Emily never forgot Father Cassidy's "keep on," and the tone in which he said it. Aunt Elizabeth scolds me for writing poetry, she said wistfully. She says people will think I'm as simple as Cousin Jimmy. The path of genius never did run smooth. But have another piece of cake, do, just to show there's something human about you. Vie Mary T. Odell Ray Dolman Cozy Aman Resen Ritter. That means, no thank you, I must be going home before it gets dark. I'll drive you home. Oh, no, no. It's very kind of you. The English language was quite good enough for Emily now. But I'd rather walk. It's such good exercise. Meaning, said Father Cassidy, with a twinkle in his eye, that we must keep it from the old lady. Goodbye, and may you always see a happy face in your looking-glass. Emily was too happy to be tired on the way home. There seemed to be a bubble of joy in her heart, a shimmering, prismatic bubble. When she came to the top of the big hill and looked across to New Moon, her eyes were satisfied and loving. How beautiful it was, lying embowered in the twilight of the old trees. The tips of the loftiest spruces came out in purple silhouette against the northwestern sky of rose and amber. Down behind it the Blair water dreamed in silver. The Wind Woman had folded her misty bat wings in a valley of sunset, and stillness lay over the world like a blessing. Emily felt sure everything would be all right. Father Cassidy would manage it in some way. And he had told her to keep on.